Welcome back, everybody, to Limbus Company. I am me. I'm joined by my good friend Hunter.
Oh.
So we have the new extracts. So we're gonna do those. I have the season 6 3-star, which will surely not give me a dupe. And we'll do some stories. We'll just beat all those.
33%. I like those odds. Those are good gacha odds.
These are good, gotcha, wholesome odds.
Well, we know it's lying, but that is really funny.
Well, you know, it could be better. Ah, I love it. Thanks, Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Alright, so how many Ishmael shards that put me at now? Fuckto, 205? That's cool. That's what you want to see. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
1 extraction.
Are we counting? 2 extractions.
2 extraction. Dude, what happened to my, streamer luck when we first started? Every single pull I did had, an ego in it. I miss that. Those are nice days.
Yeah, I mean, it all runs out eventually.
Alright, yeah, we got 20 of these. Dude, another 10! Fuck yeah, the bare minimum! Oh, but wait!
Unless?
Unless!
Oh!
My boy!
혓바닥을 잡아뜯는 건 오늘은 그만하고 싶다.
It's just that easy.
It's just that easy!
Just pull it, man. Just pull the ID, bozo. It's so simple.
Alright, and then I get the other one.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You keep pushing your luck, it's gonna come back and bite you.
Damn it! Fuck off!
It's his Kanto, let him smile.
Well, I got one of them.
Save the Luna Schiefer wallpaper.
Well, yeah, I got one of them.
You got the important one.
I got the important one. I don't.
And you can shard Sinclair next week.
I don't think I give a shit about Sinclair outside of the fact that he's a burn and drummer to go with.
He's... Yeah, what he kind of enables Mersol a bit, if what I understand, is he can do things like help Mersol reload and provide count for the burn and the tremor.
Yeah. It's like, God, there's... Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. There's so much there.
New ID kits! I have to read!
Always active, begin encounter with bayonets with 15 Allen ammo. Gain damage up equal. Flip a coin that spends ammo while not having ammo. Does not use attack the coins on it. Oh, that's nice, actually. You don't need to reload them. You can.
He stabs with the bayonet instead, I believe is what that's saying.
Which that's nice. But it's instead of it just becomes... It just doesn't do burn, yeah. With the fastest deployment order among those using ammo finishes their attack when the current ammo count is fewer than half spend on self equal to the total is effective. Okay, so yeah, he feeds ammo.
Oh, he literally gives ammo to Mersol if he's lower than half. He's like tossing him bullets.
Apparently, the ammo receiving is the
thumb identity of a higher rank.
Which is
I love that it specifies a higher rank because that's how the thumb works.
All right.
They are super hierarchy.
Supply additional ammo. If the ammo receiving identity is separate values for potency and count, they will be supplied at random. If either potency or count is maxed out, supply whichever is not maxed. And the one ally identify if the fastest deployment order among those using ammo finishes their attack. If their current ammo count is fewer than half, round up regain half the once per encounter. I mean, for base passive, that is pretty cool.
Actually, that's just... I'm gonna probably be picking up this Sinclair for my poise team, so my full stop IDs can use that.
For
that's just a really solid for ammo.
Really solid for ammo. Just It's only once per, which is unfortunate. But to be fair, if you do it more than once per encounter, I feel like you're probably doing something wrong.
Looks like I'm putting the Fedora Twink on backup duty.
If the ammo receiving identity has separate values for potency and count, they'll gain them random. If either potency or count ammo's max, yeah, okay.
That's, I mean, fuck, that's a really solid passive.
He can't. He doesn't have anything to reload. So once he's out, he's done.
What about his defense skill?
That's what I was looking at. It just inflict 2 tremor.
Okay. Yeah, he's not supposed to reload himself. That's why he starts with 15. 15 is the highest I think we've seen for ammo.
Well,
he just has a lot of it.
It's like maybe I'm wrong, and I definitely could be. I feel like
the only skill that uses ammo is his skill 3.
Yeah. It just, I feel like if you ever like burn through 15 bullets, even if you take like the max of his passive, like what, giving up 7 bullets, I think.
If they finish their attack and there's fewer than half, how much does it say it gives them? If finish attack and if the current ammo count, it's the one below that. Is fewer than half on self equal to the amount the affected unit spent with the same amount of ammo
as
equal to the total amount of count the affected. Oh, okay. So you're spending the ammo they spent and giving them that much ammo back.
Yeah.
So it's only once, but I mean, depending on the ability in question, that could be like, you know, if the let's say you happen to use a skill that spends like 5 ammo, cough, Marcel, then that's gonna be pretty, pretty solid.
And a tiger mark. I love all the tiger mark rounds. I mean, a tremor and burn team sounds fun though.
How much does his skill, his S32 spend?
Jeez, the coins.
Yeah, how much does that spend? 1, 2, 3.
When is spending, activate the above effect 2 more times.
Tremor bursts 3 times.
Yeah. Alright. I don't think I could use him yet, but fulfill a coin that can use Tiger rounds or Savage Tiger Mark rounds without having this unique ammo does not cancel your attack, so you can still talk about ammo. Just that doesn't do burn, but you still do the tremor effects. These unit equip defense skill for the first time in this counter. And all of its Tiger rounds, these are staggered at the end of the. That's a lot of ores. Reload 8 Savage and gain 1 Aralytic Spirit. Minimax 2+1, spot the target by 3 more, deal speed difference. But what? That's a lot. If you spent 8 Sum of Tiger Mark rounds and Savage Tiger Mark rounds at turn end, convert this buff to Unrelenting Spirit. Oh. I remember when, like, my other characters were, like, their passive is, do 10% more damage. Buh.
Buh.
Buh. Min-max speed +3? Wow. Min-max +3 feels like a lot. And you just do inflict +2 more tremor potency and tremor count this unit's skills. That is a lot for it just being a thing once you achieve it.
Yes. It's also the first time we've seen an identity use Shin, which is something.
Something. All of it is just his first passive. Fucking a Felios ass character.
Shin is the stuff in the setting used to do crazy powerful bullshit. It's like manifesting the light of the city as physical power.
When this unit has Tiger Mark rounds, convert all coins into unbreakable coins. Savage Tiger Slayer's perfected flurry of blades. Fucking banana. Hey, humble uncle, how you doing, man? I got Merceau in my first 10 again. That's 2 banner characters I've got in my first 10. I got abandoned.
Ishmael and Merceau. Isn't that 2 banners in a row too?
Yeah. I got abandoned by the fucking guaranteed 3-star.
It's fine. It was priming you to get the crazy pull.
Yeah. We're just looking at the new characters and being like, I remember when like their passive was 1 sentence. And then we got power creeped, and here we are at Aphelios gaming. The fastest speed uses skill that spends ammo. If their speed is faster than targets by 3 more, deal speed difference. I mean, this is still nice. Speed difference times 3% more damage. Like, that's nice. There's probably better passives, but I got the Pursuance Ego for at first tempo. Nice. I'm saving up my lunacy for fucking, Purgus Knight. Do I even have, like, a burn team that I could use with him? Because, like,
you have Yi Song, you know, that really strong one.
Really strong. Faust would probably still be high shelf, for being honest.
Faust is just strong as a Heisho,
We're
yeah.
probably just saying high shelf, for being honest. These are Bleed
not
and
Dawn.
Tremor?
Bleed and dog shit.
Bleed and dog shit. Not the banner unit, but an Ego.
Actually,
It's still,
Poise
Ego
and
is still nice. For
Ego
some,
is also
for
permanent.
some,
You
for,
can
for some people,
never pull an Ego twice.
For some people, the Ego would be better. What were you saying?
Technically, if you pull every Ego, your chance to get a 3-star increases. So just pull every Ego.
If the target has nails, inflict 1 trap. Doesn't matter. And her
Shit, dog shit unit.
Only, I have the most SP. Deals 10 pierce damage. I don't have pierce. Ryoshu. This one is fire. Technically.
That is burn.
I'd have to up tire. I guess the question is
you know who does have burn? Sinclair.
Sinclair. Bro, I need a better
the one who shall
Merceau.
grip Sinclair.
DC and W Merceau. Well, to be fair, these 2 Merceau IDs I have aren't that good, and I don't really have a full team to make use of this one yet. Maybe. We're seeing
I have a distinct feeling he's not gonna need it to win clashes.
We're seeing what we're getting up to. I do have enough to make a burn team work.
This Hong Lu exists for his support passive.
Yeah, when I have the most SP inflicts plus 1 burn. Yeah, bird count, I can see that. Yep. That would be really good.
He exists for the sake of his support passive.
Yep, that would be really good. I can bring my boy, this guy.
I don't think Heathcliff has burn.
He does have...
Also, apparently, it was confirmed in the roadmap live stream that the other Walpurgis ID is going to be Knight of Despair for someone. We just don't know who. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, none of the ones I have like matter at all for what I'm doing. I have so many Ishmael. What the fuck?
You have so many Ishmael. Actually, hold on. I have like every Ishmael in the game, and I think yeah, you only have. Hold on. How many do you have? Yeah, you're only missing 5 of them.
I have so many. Oh, this is a birdie. Oh yeah, look at that. She's gonna burn up with the fucking...
Oh yeah, she is Liu. That's also a good one. You also have Rhodia. You have Liu Rhodia and Liu Ishmael.
Yeah, I was have the entire Liu association. I'm missing like fucking Merceau, but look at the Liu, the boys. They're all here. The boys are back in town.
Okay, but I think Liu Merceau is gonna take a bit of a backseat to the Thumb East Capo for Merceau.
Probably. Burn. More burn. One of these SP deals some stuff like this. Tremor. ally least HP.
How many extract tickets do I have?
Russia's
have 20.
kinda fatty.
I think she just enjoys her hearty dumplings.
She enjoys eating, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I have 12 Deca extraction tickets. Okay, yeah, that's where probably a lot of my pulls are gonna come from for Walpurgis.
I should, for my Rupture team at least, I should get Sinclair's red sheet passive unlocked.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I guess it's not
Well, because
bad.
I know it's like, oh, I shouldn't be wasting my thread and stuff, but it's like,
It's like an eventual thing.
yeah.
Like, I would have at least 2 teams built before you start up-tie 3ing things for their support passive.
Lead. I enjoy this thing that, like, the ring stuff have, or just inflict 1 of the debuffs at random. I think that's fun. Combat start inflict 2 potency for 1 of the following effects on one enemy with at least a negative effect. Combat start. Just did a singular 10 empty. Never again.
I think her base passive is fine.
Rupture and tremor. One of those speed inflicts +1 rupture targets with tremor.
Which is such a bizarre hybrid passive,
That
but
is
like
such a bizarre hybrid.
It only exists for, I guess, Rosespan or Rhodia, I guess. I don't know.
I don't, because there's not a lot of characters that do both rupture and tremor. Even Rosespan or Rhodia doesn't do it.
Does she not?
No, she does charge and tremor. Oh, I haven't
Oh.
uptied her. She might gain it if I uptied enough.
I don't think
I'm
so.
not going
She
to,
wouldn't
but I don't
suddenly
think she
gain
does.
Rupture.
I want to complain that I can't look at what the farther upties do once you get them.
Yes, that is annoying, and I'm also annoyed by that.
Okay, it's like this is a decent upburn team though. Not perfect. It's decent enough.
Yes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and
Yeah,
then the Sinclair can be replaced with the Thumb Sinclair.
would be replaced.
Yeah, and that'll be 6, which is enough for a core. And then if you uptie Ryoshu, that would be like 7 for other fights. So yeah.
I still think overall I prefer this, like, the Rupture team, because I do like Rupture more than Bleed.
You also have them built.
I have
so
them built.
That helps.
However, fucking the swaggy ass Mercil though.
You should use him in the Intervalo anyway, because, I mean, does it really matter? You're gonna be winning anyway.
Alright, I need to level people up then. I don't think I have enough EXP to get level up everybody. Unless I just...
Oh, no, I mean, like, just use the Mercil, because he's new and shiny.
Can't...
Just put him on the Rupture team.
That's what I was gonna do. Alright.
Put his ass on the Rupture team. Only the best for my boy.
Only the best for my boy. My son...
Can
my...
he... do you have any
this.
uptime modules?
Not modules, no.
Okay.
Amount of modules, but I can just uptie him to 4. Like, look, I don't give a shit about efficiency.
I mean, hey, if you want to use him, uptime to 4.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about efficiency. I want to laugh as he just explodes somebody.
Also, I haven't seen this uptie story, so this will...
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
obviously he came out yesterday.
We got, what, 4 uptie stories to go? And we did the
Hello,
first
yeah.
mission!
줘야 한다는 점을 다소 아쉽지만
Alright, Hunter.
날개 돋은
Be
고양이의
our boy
힘을
for us.
내비칠 수 있으니 이 정도로 만족하지.
Today is gonna be,
Also probably the largest disparity we're gonna have between the Sinner we can use versus the lore power of the identity.
yeah, today is gonna be one of our shorter streams. It's not gonna be a 6-hour stream like our Limbus Company streams normally are.
Tragic.
Tragic.
Well, my cord is a bit tangled. There we go. Okay. I understand that the room may be disorderly, but I insist that you sit anyway. Cigar noise. Air rushes out of the leather chair. Oh, that's no, it's a leather chair noise.
Sounds.
Its sound fills the empty, quiet room with its at once sophisticated and suffocating momentousness. At the center of it all is the child, sitting with one leg over the other in an overbearingly assured manner. The room is practically decorated with mutilated bodies and disturbingly thorough splatters of blood, but he does not seem to mind it one bit. I trust you would find the present state of my office acceptable. The thumb treats lessons and manners with utmost seriousness. I have heard the stories indeed. I understand your request very well. Or perhaps one might assume this is also a prepared scene drawn with intent. But the person sitting opposite of him cannot be underestimated. She simply sips before producing a small piece of paper, as though she was sitting in a normal average room that was not painted top to bottom with remnants of vicious violence. I did expect someone of higher station given the private one-to-one meeting request, but allow me to treat you with better manners. It seems that your station deserves as much. Apologies for my earlier effrontery, my lady. I am willing to self-mutilate in according to the thumb's rules of respect as much as you would like. The paper she handed him seemed to have been a business card of sorts. The child gently took it from her hand and placed it in a fancy golden card holder with reverent care. Well, it is of no interest to me whether you would choose to do with yourself, but
I would think it'd be really cool if we could get just like a sentence or two of the sinner's reaction to like this version of them through the mirror.
What they think of the identity?
What they think of the identity. I think that'd be cool. Like, let me know what Mersol thinks of this version of him. I have both BL and Sync. Nice.
Solid IDs. I understand that stopping you would also cause some undue trouble. Do as you will. Oh, actually, fresh blood can really stain the clothes, unlike dried blood, so I would prefer if you didn't engage in self-inflicted corporal punishments.
Capo's really flexible. Looking at what they do, like, it does seem flexible.
Hit things really hard, also there's burn and tremor.
Hit things really hard, also there's burn and tremor, and unlike a lot of characters with tremor, they have a way to pop the tremor innately. At least a lot of the early characters, like my Radia doesn't have tremor bursts or whatever.
That's because she's uptie 2.
Exactly, but
uptie 3 characters, all kits that aren't like season 1 or base level dogshit units have a way to burst their own tremor. I am highly impressed by your lack of concern for the rigidity of hierarchy, and your considerate behavior befitting your nobility. You are someone deserving of proper respect indeed. That's nothing. Nothing compared to what I am about to ask of you. The child's words convey a deep emotional gratitude, but his tone is flat and emotionless as a stone.
Yeah, I got lucky and got him my first 10 pull.
Lucky bastard. And the person sitting opposite him speaks words that are gentle, but it is clear that they shroud certain inscrutable intents. In this bizarre juxtaposition, the person continued to explain a plan of sorts, and by the time she was wrapping up her elaboration, even the ever-stoic child could not help but furrow his brows at an almost imperceptible angle. While it may be discourteous, this is, after all, my office. I do not believe that my subsequent requests would go against reason.
Man, it's always entertaining to me when, like, someone who is really into, like, the proper, like, planning of your turn and whatnot comes into chat, and they're like, right now, Lulu is like, everything you could do for us. I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna press auto win.
P plus enter.
P plus enter.
May I have your permission to light a cigar? I don't mind. It's obviously a very premium cigar rolled from fine leaves. It should smell fragrant enough. Thank you. I appreciate your understanding, my lady. He trims off the tip of the cigar with a cutter, the sharp blade slicing through with ease. A smoldering faint ember lights up at its end. The child puffs out a plume of smoke in an exhalation that was more like a deep sigh. The conversation continues. So, to summarize your offer, you would like for me to serve the role of a clan member in this family hierarch war of Hongyan on the side of the Shi family. She nods wordlessly. The child continues. And if the next hierarch is not one from the Shi family, decapitate the hierarch to be and plummet Hongyan into chaos.
Chaos. Consume me.
I am certain that my lady is discerning enough to understand that the ramification... Start it back! Line redo! I'm certain that my lady is discerning enough to understand that the ramifications of such an incident will inevitably spread beyond the political conflict between the families. Her request is that we are to become the blast of firepower signaling the start to a wing war. Please illuminate me if my assessment is incorrect. That is not what I said.
You're wrong.
But even if it were to be the case, what about it? Or don't tell me, is this too much for your organization to handle? The child waits a moment before inhaling deeply from his cigar.
I will be honest, if there's all these organizations that are named after, like, the fingers of the hand, I think the worst would be being either the thumb or the pinky.
I think that the worst one to be in would either be the thumb or the pinky, actually. Lore-wise, too. The middle is, like, you know, very... If you're in the middle, you got homies for life, even if they're a little psychotic. The index is fucked as all shit, and your fate is kind of RNG, but still probably better than being in the thumb or the pinky. The ring is super mysterious, and we know next to nothing about it. The pinky are like the fucked up artists, like the ring pointillist Yisang and the ring pointillist Otis are both from the ring. You have to like pass art exams to not get turned into an art piece yourself, and even then sometimes a higher up will just kill you for art's sake. And then the thumb is like, if you talk even slightly out of turn, you will be mutilated, you will lose your tongue, you will have your kneecap shattered. Hierarchy is everything.
That is the fucking, they'll kill you just for art's sake. Fucking Vampire the Masquerade.
It's some Jin type shit.
Because like, I don't know the lore or anything, but just like being part of the middle, you kill someone, the middle send its regards. Fuck you.
Don't fuck with the middle. They're very protective.
Like every middle ID we have, they look pretty happy to be there.
That's true. It gives you purpose.
Mersola, Sinclair, and Kyoto, they all look pretty happy to be there. Fucking, that's the thing. This guy is both the thumb and pinky.
The ring. Is it pinky? It is pinky. Yeah, it is. It's thumb and pinky. I got them mixed up. Ring is the artist. Pinky is the mysterious one. Puff. This is actual cigarette noise.
Puff.
In that brief moment, the child most likely completed any and all calculations and simulations of what this situation entailed. Your higher placement on the hierarchy does not grant you the right to say to my face whatever comes to your mind. There is no such thing as too much for the thumb. Your statement has room to be interpreted as an expression of disrespect to the syndicate itself. And to do, you can hear him gripping tightly there. And to do so would to disrespect the esteemed underboss, meaning to punish you would not go against the tenets of our organization. I'll present before you an opportunity to claim that my invitation was but a misunderstanding. Of course, it was but a simple misunderstanding. The child seems to have won this bout of subtle yet palpable psychological warfare.
I think it was just a threat.
This is Mersol's version of subtlety.
I know, it's like, tell me I'm wrong or I'll kill you. You're wrong. I have won this psychological war. Alright.
He managed to make the opponent's eyelids flinch for the first time. Very well. Then I will understand your proposition in a more literal manner. Then, please, allow me to inquire about your preparation for the task at hand. and the child did not let this brief moment of weakness pass. Biting lightly into his cigar, the child rose from his seat and grabbed a fistful of ammunition from his belt and placed them on the table between them. We call them Tiger Mark rounds. The city makes it rather difficult to make liberal use of ammunition, but these are quite special even among them. Not to mention the cost for my subordinate's propellant ammo. In addition, I must also ask if you are really prepared to pay the price of letting me loose.
I like the italicized me. Huh?
Be assured, however, that once we are committed to a mission, we do make liberal use of ammunition. Take this into your consideration.
Just fucking the meet the heavy. It cost me like $700,000 to shoot her for 1 second.
Worth. Do you really think that the Shi family, one of the 4 great houses, has such a thing as monetary concerns? That is not the concern that I am speaking of. My concern is about how you, someone who's not even from the Shi family, can mobilize such a significant amount of capital.
I enjoy that, like, at least going off the picture of the background, like, Sinclair's rifle is just, like, the standard rifle.
Yep.
I enjoy that.
And he's got the full gun blade. Sinclair's ID is a mook, and this guy's the big cheese. Doesn't my business card clearly state the name of the Shi family? It takes more than sitting around to earn the title of a capo. Well, okay, but what of it? Must I actually be a part of the family to meddle in their affairs? I'm sure you, of all people, should know. That is shots fired. Ah, that blade. It has been forged into a rather fancy Po Dao, hasn't it? We will take the contract. Oh my, that's good news. I will send my underlings to share further details at a later date. Let us park this meeting for now. The child had clearly won that invisible fight, so... what was it that turned the tables on him so easily? It was no surprise, of course. No one could have expected that she knew so much about the child, even down to his deepest secrets. Once the guest left, the office was silent again, save for the sound of the child exhaling plumes upon plumes of smoke at a uniform interval. She knows the origin of the 20 Stars blade. Then, is she also a Pinky?
Oh, okay.
No. It is possible that someone of her station could have heard hints or vague tales about the Pinky. It doesn't matter. As someone is this close by, I suppose I shall encounter them when the stigma burns hot. The Pinky cannot help but summon only those who are nearby. Besides, this is good work for the Thumb, and reasonable. More than anything, however, I think this will be fun. What a rare sense of anticipation. With clear, high-pitched noise of clinking metal, the spent bullet casings popped out of the child's blade. And a few seconds later, he lands. 18 Tiger Mark rounds spent. The child sweeps his belt and contemplating if she should use the Savage Tiger Mark rounds, the powers of which are greater than the Tiger Mark rounds. Of course, simply changing to a different type of ammunition doesn't immediately make him stronger. The power of the Tiantui's Star's blade comes from the user, and his judgment call on when he must use which bullet.
The game be like, learn, player.
The Jialan Guards. So much for the protectors of the noble Jia family. They made for quite the disappointing task. The child probably didn't even have to use the Tiger Mark rounds to defeat them.
I feel like it's not a probably. I feel like he just didn't.
But he reloaded the blade with Savage Tiger Mark rounds anyway. If this is all the fun they have to offer, I suppose I must find entertainment in the freedom of getting to swing this blade with abandon. The cost of his ammunition was coming from the client's pocket anyway. He he would rather choose excitement over frugality. For the sum that the client brought, the foes I have faced thus far have been so tasteless. Perhaps she miscalculated. If she did not, then... Something stops the child. He looks toward the sound of the footsteps approaching from a distance. The approaching footsteps belonging to a rather large group. The child instinctively sensed that this was the moment he was hired for. Ah, they were running late. Does the child know, one wonders? The ennui drove me to relish this dance for but a moment. That, unbeknownst to him, his lips were twisted into a grin.
Yeah.
Smiling Mersol? What?
What?
Huh? That never happens!
I like this final.
Inflicting more tremor,
more
more burn,
tremor,
more tremor,
more
more
tremor,
burn,
more
more tremor, more burn. Base
for
power
every
power on the skill 3 is up to.
Oh yeah,
From 4 + 4 + 4 to 5 + 4 + 4
that's not bad.
+ 1.
And
And base power on the skill 3 2 is up as well.
I feel like
More
the...
tremor, more burn, more
Yeah.
tremor, more burn.
No, I feel like it's.
Oh, base power and coin power on the clashable counter. It's stronger when he doesn't have any ammo. Interesting.
Interesting.
I guess because he can reload on his first use of it.
Well, yeah, you reload on your first use, which reloads it into the
Savage.
the savage ones. All right. I'll leave it up to you because you're the one who has to do the reading. Do you want to do like one more of these, or do you want to just go do
야밤의 달빛과 함께
Let's do Dead Rabbit's boss too, and then we can move on.
wrong one? Book.
We'll save the because we have 7 Association Ryoshu and a Heathcliff too, right? So we'll save the 7 Association guys for next time. Starting the journal entry for today.
I like the music.
It continues to rain in this alleyway. The rainfall has been continuing for precisely 135 hours.
Thank you, Marcel.
The rain did intermittently subside a few times during that period, but taking into account the humidity levels and the particulars of the nephrological conditions, it can be said that heavy rainfall has been continuing for the entire 135-hour period.
It is so entertaining to me how, like, the only people who can compete with Faust on, like, an intellectual level is Yi Song and fucking Mersol.
I have recommended that the family spend as much time indoors as possible, as heavy rainfall limits the kind of activities that may be conducted outdoors, but some of them are starting to become restless with cabin fever. The time to collect protection fees is also long past. We were compelled to act. The job itself went rather smoothly, though I must leave it in writing this unideal fact that raindrops soaked our coats, which weighed us down.
Unideal.
Nothing was out of the ordinary. We successfully collected our protection fees and received sustenance from certain establishments in return for giving them a discount on the said fee. Some fled from us in fear, and some fearless gangsters dared to start a fight with us. We thrashed them, all the same. It is a beneficial thing that we are consistently getting those that seek to challenge us to test their sturdiness against our bats. We can fill our time reserves with theirs and grow our renown among the gangs of District 20 so that we may rise to the top of the pyramid.
Time reserves. So the Dead Rabbits, at least this area, is like name a movie where time is a fucking like time alive is a currency.
Well, if you remember from Kanto 4, the District 20 was where the League of Nine Literatures was active.
Yeah.
So they had the monochromatic sepia and the timey-wimey bullshit.
They didn't really go into that much.
Yeah, probably because the League of Nine Literatures were all fairly wealthy. But in District 20, time is a literal currency.
Yeah.
Not in terms of lifespan, but in terms of the hours you experience within a day. So rich people literally get more time out of their day. It happens once we return to our base after one such productive day. Of course, I had an inkling that something like this was going to happen. I felt that odd, puzzling gaze on me as I went about my day. It was not so different from that curious gaze of a distant stray cat. Not a murderous gaze, but it was certainly aggressive. Puzzling may be the only word that can describe it. That gaze followed us all the way to the base. With our base discovered, I wondered for a moment if I should reveal our syndicate to this interloper before disposing of him, but my worries were soon resolved. He appeared before us, stumbling like a wet hound, and asked to be accepted as part of our syndicate. I could tell that he was not a spy of a different gang or some foolish swindler who had more bravado than sense. I saw a pair of ceaselessly wandering eyes, dripping with venom and desperation. He must be someone with a history. Though thoroughly dirtied, the clothes on his back were made from obviously expensive fabric. So, I decided to test him. I had to know the extent of his mettle. I have no need for someone who is all bark and no bite, after all. He must be able to decapitate a person if there was a need to do so, instead of getting weak in the knees. So I lied to him that he had to first pass a test to join us. No such foolish ritual existed for the dead rabbits, of course. Luckily, we had a long-standing rivalry with a certain other gang. It wouldn't be so unexpected if one of us killed one of their lowest-ranking members. I ordered our new recruit hopeful to kill one of them. I was surprised by two things. First was his complete lack of hesitation as he turned around to leave our base. Second was that when he returned shortly after, with blood all over his face and fists, he brought back the corpse stuffed into a sack.
Heathcliff!
A promise is a promise, after all. He now rests at a corner of our base, easing his weary body. I had thought I spent quite the significant time as a boss of this gang, but this kind of surprise does not come often. Perhaps this won't last. Perhaps I have not accepted a hound, but a wolf into our fold. Tonight, I sleep expecting great things from this Heathcliff.
I was right! 'Cause bag! That's the only thing that... It's a bag! Had to be Heathcliff!
It is a sack with a body in it. A body sack, one might say.
Had to be Heathcliff. That's the only thing.
And you can actually see which one of these are... It's all the same mirror world. So, that Heathcliff was Wild Hunt Heathcliff.
Oh. Man, that would be an unfortunate thing to discover later on. Yeah, I think that's...
Actually, I believe the stories are in order, timeline-wise. So if you look at them, you can actually...
I need to unlock, like...
It goes, I believe, Otis, Mersul, Gregor, Faust, Rioshu, Ishmael, then Heathcliff.
That's fun.
At least I assume? I think it's in order? Maybe it's just release order, actually. That might be it. Hold on, I might be capping. I think it's release order, actually, come to think of it.
One
Damn it.
day I'll have an enough ego.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I don't either, so...
4, 2... This really isn't actually that bad of a clash. It's not great, but it's not that bad.
Correction, a skill 1 that unconditionally clashes at 12 is, I believe, the highest in the game. It's not just good. It without meeting any conditionals, he clashes at a 12. Most skill 1s are an 11.
Okay.
Like, hold on. Actually, does anyone else have an unconditional 12 for their skill 1? Faust might, but I don't think she does. No, that's 11.
That's 11. I mean, we could look through them all, but
11.
To be fair, I want to only look at people who are uptight, since their uptights might.
11. Yeah, unconditional 12 is kind of crazy.
See, that is a look. It's interesting to me then. Well, 'cause I think I could be at least going off what the guy said in chat earlier. I think it's weaker when you go into Savage.
It's not that he gets weaker,
not weaker, but like the class bar
gains...
goes down.
Yeah, basically, the more Savage Tiger Mark rounds you spend, the lower his clash power, but the higher his damage. Yeah, I think is the...
They all of his go to Unbreakable.
Yeah.
At 0 coins, assume ammo to Unbreakable.
Oh, and also he just gets +2 power if they spend Tiger Mark rounds. Right. So it actually clashes at a 14. A skill 1 clashes at a 14 because it spends a Tiger Mark, doesn't it?
The skill 1 does, yeah.
Yeah. So it clashes at a 14. That's fucking insane.
I was trying to figure out what he was saying, because he was saying when you go into the Tigers, you're at -10 for clashing. And I'm trying to see where
I don't think that's
is.
right. I think they misread. I think overheat is what they're talking about. If you scroll up. The overheat effect. Scroll down.
Give a word.
Yeah, when this unit spends a base attack, uses a base attack skill that spends the final round of Savage Tiger Mark round, ... gain 1 overheat next turn. I think that's the...
Loses effects unit against Savage Tiger min-max speed +2. Base attack target
Yeah,
speed.
base attack lose cumulative number of Tiger Mark and Savage Tiger Mark rounds spent divided by 2 clash power, max of 10. However, gain the following effects cumulative.
8 rounds spent is over. 8+ rounds, that's a lot. Oh, 20, or it must be in rounds as an ammo. Yeah, it must be in rounds as ammo, not rounds.
Yeah, I mean, like the amount of Tiger Mark rounds he spent.
Oh, but you only get 20 if you have Sinclair with you. Because
Some other reload.
Is there anyone else currently who reloads others?
I think full stop.
Oh no, I guess if you use all 12 of the base and then reload, that's 20. I thought it was 8 and 8, not 12 and 8.
Yeah. Hold on. Hold on. No, it's not. Is it Hong Lu? I feel like there's. No. Someone reloads. Who reloads? It's not Ryoshu. Though, LCCB Assistant Manager Ryoshu is probably pretty good with this guy. Because that one is, if one ally with the least ammo uses up their last ammo with a coin, deal 50% of the damage dealt by that coin attack against each target as bonus damage against each individual target. So, like, if his skill 3 uses his last bit of Tiger Mark ammo, and you have that Ryoshu passive, it's dealing 50% of that damage again to everyone.
That would be good. It would be. It's just... That's,
super niche.
Super niche, and, like, the absolute earliest you can do it would be, like, turn 4, I think? I think that'd be the absolute earliest that you could get to spend either all 12
I think you need
or
Sinclair
8.
to get more ammo, because I think the only other ID that can replenish ammo right now is Solomon Yisong, who doesn't have real ammo. He has fake magic ammo, and Full Stop Office Hong Lu, who has a once per encounter reload.
Okay, let's start.
I guess Full Stop Office Heathcliff also reloads, but he has to leave the battlefield and come back to do that.
Yeah, I don't know why the Intervalo music is always so fucking good.
It's groovy.
The beach episode! Woo! What could go
Yay!
wrong in Olympus Company?
Don't look at the right half of the screen!
Don't look at this bit!
You saw nothing!
I should have looked to see if this Merceau has lust. I think he does.
He does.
I think he does.
No, I think he's...
I know he has rage.
Sloth, pride, and wrath.
I have to look. If he doesn't have lust, then I don't have any lust generation.
I don't think you'll need fluid sac for this.
I'm not about this one. Like, I don't need fluid sac.
He shouldn't be a staple in your rupture team. No.
I don't need fluid sac for anything short of, like, tough bosses. It's just a thing I noticed. It's been about 2 weeks since we took care of the Joppa K-Core. And the immense dullness of traveling through a nest by car was just starting to sink in. Actually.
Oh, I was gonna say that,
Look, the hands up, guys!
Nope, my mind is Swiss cheese. It just fell right through. Oops.
Fuck! I remembered what I was gonna tell you that I forgot, and I forgot again. Whatever. I was like, oh, I can tell them later today, and I forgot again.
Oh dear.
Pretty sure I saw a road that looked exactly like this one 30 minutes ago.
둥지와 뒷골목의 도로를 비교해서는 곤란합니다. 뒷골목에서는 통하는 길만 한다면 골목 구석구석을 질주하며 갔을 수 있었겠지만 보통 둥지 안에서 차를 타고 어딘가를 간다는 것은
It's so nice having a good Merceau ID now.
그래서 돈 좀 주머니에 짤랑거린다 싶으면 W3
Instead of being like, well, I guess I'll take this one. I guess it's the best one I have.
It's what I've been offered.
Yeah.
워프 열차는
The bus fell silent as though everyone seemed to simultaneously recall the warp train they saw in the mirror worlds.
전 역시 버스가 나은 것 같네요.
동의한.
Warp trains are hell dimensions.
차라리 히스처럼
Yeah.
성실하게 자기라도 하자. 창밖만 보고
You go through like an
죽겠으니까.
infinite 3,000 years of suffering, but then your mind is wiped afterward and no one remembers what happened.
Eh.
But no one, of course, knows that, so they get on the train thinking, oh, I'll be there in 10 seconds. They are not there in 10 seconds. Well, they are to our perspective.
We spent days upon days of boredom on the bus, making very little progress. Toward a tunnel that seemed to lead somewhere.
거의 다 왔군요. 이 터널만 지나면 곧 길이 틀 겁니다.
I remember it was about Resident Evil because we were talking about like Resident Evil games are good. And I was gonna be like, and you were like, oh, Ethan Cliff's a pretty cool guy. I'm like, I was gonna when you were getting back, I was like, he's also an idiot though.
Oh, Ethan Winters?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's a massive dumbass, but he's like a himbo.
I think my favorite scene of Ethan, because of how fucking dumb it is him getting his hand chopped off by Dimitrescu, and then just kind of like sliding it back onto the stump and then pouring the fucking first aid juice on it. I was like, oh.
It worked, didn't it? Not very dumb then.
Yeah, but he didn't connect the dots that maybe I'm
not entirely normal.
Maybe I'm a mold man. And then the Duke is like, Ethan, you fucking dumbass. Just as Faust said,
Mold man or not, he has to save his daughter.
The traffic jam appeared to visibly improve, allowing us to make actual progress. I just remember the fucking utter stupidity of Magneto. I forget his name because I played the game, I haven't played it since. Of Magneto being like, I have taken the effort to assemble a plastic tank that I cannot control right here in my base. Here's the keys for it.
I think it was Redfield that made the tank. Actually,
no,
it was Redfield's team that put it together.
You found a note on it. Or at least I was remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure like you found a note about it.
Oh, if he did, that's really stupid.
You found a note about it.
I assumed it was Redfield's team.
He had assembled it.
Golly.
Golly. That's good. I can't see much yet, but I'm glad we're almost there. Speaking of which, our destination was... Yes, indeed. Once again, we are being blindly led along by our guide to who knows where. Do you think it's about time you started telling us where we're going?
간태 씨가 목적지를 묻는군요.
I think we already connected the dots that Virgilius can understand me, and Faust is just playing along because, I don't know, she finds it funny, probably. I was asking if you could start telling us where we were headed before we leave, but I thought better of it.
이번 목적지는
Our current destination is wherever the fuck I choose.
최종 목적지는 유사에 위치한 로보토미 지부입니다.
뭐야, 이스. 자다가 깼어? 갑자기 움찔거려서 놀랬잖아.
Man, it would be like a trip to be like in this group and be like Radia, where you just don't care about what's going on. Like, not
Roger cares. She's just very relaxed about a lot of things.
like Don Quixote doesn't care about what's going on, but Don Quixote's insane.
Okay, Rogia is the ennui to Don Quixote's mania.
죄송해요.
Like Ishmael is like slowly having like I don't know the right word to call for it, as she loses all faith she has in us and realizes she's surrounded by complete utter morons.
A crisis of faith, perhaps?
That's probably close. Don Quixote's insane. Sinclair is always like one wrong thing away from a mental breakdown in its entirety. Ryoshu's Ryoshu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heathcliff.
She is.
Heathcliff is also Heathcliff. Mersola's here. I don't know what his true thoughts are on anything going on because he's never said them. He just goes, "Oh, you want me to beat up Cthulhu? Sure, man, whatever."
Well, you didn't ask.
Yeah, I didn't ask. Faust, I feel like, is here more for the lulz than anything. We'll find out more about her when we find the fucking Council of Fausts.
The Faust chord.
The Faust chord. Yi-Song is completely depressed and is here just because it's either this or even deeper depression.
Well, hold on. He's had his moment.
And
He's slightly less depressed now.
He's slightly less depressed. He is still depressed. He's just less depressed.
He's just calm.
Because Roddy is the only one here who is, like, kind of happy just to be here. Kind of. That isn't insane. And, you know, it's like, oh, I get chicken today. Wow, my life has never been this good. I wasn't sure why Ishmael suddenly jolted, but I decided to carry on with our conversation for now. I don't know, maybe once you did over the fuck that, I don't know. Maybe there's a connection there. That will be the next Intervalo. Not Intervalo, Kanto. 6.
Who?
Ishmael. 6 or 7, right? 6.
Ishmael?
Ishmael.
Do you want me to actually answer
I don't
who's
remember.
who?
I don't remember count number. Like if I look at the ones when they introduce themselves, I find out that way. I don't remember. It's like 6 or 7, isn't it? Because you said the next one is. I don't remember who you said the next one was.
I think it's funnier to just have you find out.
My memory is terrible. Wait, so by final destination you mean?
지금 우리는 경유지를 향해 갑니다.
Just as Virgilius finished his sentence, the bus emerged from a lengthy tunnel. The fucking music. I looked to the window, which had slowly turned bright. And the cleanest sandy beach and the most turquoise blue ocean I had ever seen graced my eyes.
저것은 대호수가 아니오.
With Don Quixote's enthusiastic exclamation, sinners began waking up from their naps one by one.
야, 이거 얼마만에 보는 광경이야?
어머, 그래. 자기는 와봤던 거야? 나는 말만 들었지 한 번도 와본 적 없는데.
The sinners each began excitedly chattering about the sea.
아니, 잠깐.
It can't be my turn. I don't want to do my canto yet, player. Except for one, that is.
아직 다들 준비가 안 됐는데.
It's fine, Ishmael. What's Moby Dick gonna do? Ishmael, you good?
아니요. 잠시만요. 생각.
While I was still worried about Ishmael's sudden gloominess, I had faith that she would be okay. She was always on top of things, after all. Besides,
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
besides, my attention. I love how fucking every single time I do a sinner's having mental breakdown, Dante's immediate reaction is, I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure that's something that doesn't require any further investigation.
Nope, not a thing at all.
Besides, my attention was drawn to the bubbling enthusiasm that seemed to have possessed the sinners.
그러면 우리는 대호수로 가는 것이요?
대호수는 듣기만 해보고 실제로 본 적은 없었는데 이런 모습이었군요.
오, 지친 우리의 여정 속에서 드디어 물놀이라는 것이 있을 예정인가 보.
아하, 이런 곳에서 휴양을 즐겨보는 것도 좋은 경험이겠어요.
쉴 수 있게 된다면 따뜻한 모래사장 위에 누워 하늘을 바라보고 싶소.
I wish to not mope for once.
나는 기다란 벤치에서 일광욕. 본인은 비치 볼리볼. 모두와 함께 해보고 싶소.
That was a great delivery.
Run it back.
That was a great.
Beach volleyball.
본인은 비치 볼리볼. 모두와 함께.
That is such a great delivery. Ow, fuck my fingers.
그거 재밌겠네.
The sinners were all eagerly chatting about things they wanted to do. It was nice to see them excited for once,
이봐,
but
안내장 우리 정말 쉬는 거야?
I mean, I feel like it's up to Virgilius, not me. I have no idea where we're going.
You're not
I
guys.
think he said guide, yeah. But he said guide Bud. I don't think he's ever called Virgilius Bud.
He's not your buddy, pal.
Everyone seemed to be conveniently forgetting the fact that Virgilius never mentioned if we were stopping at the beach.
그럴 리가. 결혼
바퀴를 도랑에 걸칠 거야. 끼.
The formerly on-track bus suddenly swerved and everyone was thrown around the bus as is often the case.
뭔가 적습인가?
아니, 그저 경유지에 도착한 것뿐이다.
Sinners got to their feet one by one, groaning with pain.
이게 대체 뭔가?
Run, bud. Find this, bud. Aww. Only the despairing cries of sinners echoed in the dark and damp view outside the windows. Alright. Fucking Verso, show us all the power.
사냥감인가?
God, I'm gonna need to get so many more fucking EXP tickets.
이런 곳에서 vacation.
Yep.
즐기란 말.
XP and thread will never be comfortable. You always need more.
놀랍게도 돈키호테 베르길리우스 저 양반은
I
mean, Greg?
I love this fucking split.
아니, 제법 운치는 있군. 맘트.
아, 이럴 거면 아까 그 예쁜 모래사장은 왜 보여준 거야?
그러게요. 차라리 모르고 왔으면 기대도 안 했을 텐데.
아니, 저기 바로
It's right there.
보았던 모래사장이 있지 않을까? 왜 저리로 가지 않는 것이오? 공기도 깨끗해 보이고 날씨도 좋아 보이는데.
Man, it'd be nice if like fucking pollution acted like this. We're just like right there. Pollution, stay the fuck over there.
이번 목적지가 그쪽이 아니니까요.
그래.
Flop. The sinners' faces grew dark with disappointment. Can't say that I wasn't a little excited to have some proper rest myself, but I had a feeling this was gonna happen. So, where is this exactly? It'd be in everyone's interest to focus on what's next.
이곳은
21구 유사의 뒷골목이죠. 아, 젠장. 아직 안 되는데.
맞습니다.
That's why.
Yeah, in this canto, in this intervalo, and in the next canto, Ishmael has a lot of slow line deliveries, but ones that are definitely still worth listening to. I'd give her lines some patience.
I mean, like the only time I skip it is out of like accidentalness.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like be on the lookout for that in these two story sections, because there are a lot of moments where it's like, oh, is she done? No, she's not done. Her voice actor really goes all out in these next bits. Is good shit.
So that's why there hasn't been congestion since demo, because we're not in Nest.
그건 둥지마다 그리고 뒷골목마다 다르기 때문에 일반화하기는 힘들어요. 하지만
But
당신의 경우는 그렇다고 볼 수 있겠네요.
However, today this is that works.
저 옆은 개인 소유의 해변인가요? 물도 이쪽에 있는 물과 완전히 다른 색이네요.
그렇군. 칼로 변화듯 경계가 져 있다. 이런 특징을 가진 곳은 뻔하지.
네, 여긴
대호수죠. 여긴 원래 그래요. 저렇게 쉬기 좋게 평화로운 공간은 보통 둥지의 영역이죠.
설명의 기회가 자꾸 아사지는군요.
I'm not supposed to explain things. Me, Faust.
I'm the information lady.
Does this place count as a back streets when it's so open?
뒷골목은 단순히 건물과 건물 사이에 생겨난 골목만을 칭하지 않아요. 둥지가
Right.
뭐 이런 쓰레기 같은 것들이 너저런 걸 보면 누가 봐도 뒷골목 아니냐?
It's just sometimes you have like this where Heathcliff delivered all of this in like what, 6 words?
뭐 이런 쓰레기 같은 것들이 너저런 걸 보면 누가 봐도 뒷골목 아니냐?
Like 12.
Language.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just I'll accidentally like they'll hit like a period or something and they'll have the pause for that and I'll think that's it, and it's like nope.
You gotta learn for the telltale sign of the music fading increase by 2%.
Yep.
뭐야? 왜 말을 하다
Because
말아?
I am kind of rushing so we can get this done. So you know, we got like 18
Oh, yeah,
minutes
that's
left.
We can finish this mission.
Yeah.
뭐가?
이 라디오 움직였어.
To the radio
21
scamper.
라디오는
I
라디오 움직이는
love describing something moving as scampering. Because that
It's
puts
kind
a,
of menacing.
it puts a very specific like image in your head, right? If you was like that thing scampered, you have a very specific image for how it moved.
That's true.
정말?
At Heathcliff's cry, everyone turned towards a certain pile of trash. Ah, this is where the fucking trash crabs are from. And there it was, all of a sudden, a monster. Oh,
Mirror Dungeon really spoils a lot of the enemies,
it
doesn't
really
it?
does. I was like, part of it is fun of being like, I wonder what I'm gonna do with this. Oh my god, he is fucking swag the fuck out. There's a lot of fun part. It's like wondering, like, when am I gonna get to, you know, see this guy?
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
Fucking yeah! 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 Oh my god.
대성공이야.
That's a lot of damage for just a raw level 3 of no buffs. Considering like Ishmael's raw level 3 is like 21, maybe.
Okay, but
우와.
let's be fair. Family Heart candidate Ishmael is kind of cheeks. Outside of MD. Like, she doesn't do very much in general.
Sometimes she does.
She's fun though, so I like to keep her on my team.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
Thanks.
Thank you, Rhodia.
I don't know. It is always funny seeing just how massively Radia's damage, like, swings.
Now, to be fair, these are Pierce weak enemies that also have, I think, a Gloom Fatality. So, she's doing, like, quadruple damage here.
Yeah.
But yes, it is very satisfying.
It's fine. What's the worst that'll happen?
어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
틈을 끊어. 방금 건 아무 쓸모도 없었어. 바보.
Unconditional 14 Clash Power Skill 1. That is so Not okay.
깔끔하게 물었군.
Unconditional. Why is it unconditional?
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
I hope I get a Merceau ego soon. I'd like one that doesn't bind himself as well.
이제 깨우치시길.
I get applying 5 bind is incredibly good. It feels bad when he does it to himself.
You will be getting regret during Walpurgis Nacht. This is a threat.
Oh, the ego.
I will seize hold of your PC and make you shard dispense it if I have to. Regret is so fucking strong.
Just regret?
Yes, it's entirely the passive.
Okay.
The passive is just so powerful.
I will be honest. I thought this was Heathcliff the entire. I didn't know. Like, I have never noticed the icon thing being here. I thought this was Heathcliff.
No, it's Merceau. That's why I keep pointing it out to you.
I thought this was Heathcliff this entire time. I was so confused when you're like, look at how good this passive is. I'm like, well, that's for Merceau. This is Heathcliff.
Yeah, okay, so look at that passive, right?
No,
and then look at his skill 3 too.
I get it. No, I trust me.
It's gonna get 2 coin power for free. Sorry, at the cost of 1 base power. It has 5 coins.
I get it. I never said it was weak. I just thought it was Heathcliff.
And this means those coins can go up to, I shit you not, +7. So that is 2 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. That is a 37. Right? 7 times 5, 35. Yeah. 37.
Yes, I get it. I've never said it was bad. I've never said that.
You just didn't know why I was emphasizing it.
I didn't know why you were emphasizing it for fucking Merceau. I thought this was because this looks like Heathcliff. And I never noticed.
I mean, it doesn't like at all. Like, it doesn't look like Heathcliff.
It looks more like Heathcliff than it does fucking Merceau.
But Heathcliff's not white. Heathcliff has some tan to him.
Yeah, but this is in prison, so like, you wouldn't be tan anymore.
you put on the ego and you lose melanin. Ego is racist.
Look, I didn't think of some justification for why I'm
Project
stupid.
Moon would do this.
Look, I didn't think of some justification for why I'm stupid.
No, it's fair. Just the process. I'm gonna be sitting here win rating my Mirror Dungeon hard because I forgot to do it last week, and
he doesn't
so
lust.
Oh, it is Lust. Oh, never mind. He's basically a Rupture unit then, if you don't think about it at all.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this one isn't exactly great. Rupture. He's not bad, but he's not exactly great.
No, he's pretty bad. He's not like awful, but you really wish for something else.
Yeah. No, I guess I was just running him because I wanted Merceau on my team. That's the only reason I was running him. And I was like, well, this one kind of works for it. Kind of helps my Rupture team, kind of. And like when they have like, you know, late game Mirror Dungeon and they have like 120 Rupture sacks, this ability is really funny.
That's true, because it hits so many times.
Yeah, but I mean, he does the exact same thing.
You can actually with Mirror Dungeon, you can bring him to your Rupture teams because you'll have enough Rupture count to deal with it, and you can bring 6 people.
Yep.
And you only need 5 for the Ego Gist to activate, so you can just kind of bring him as an extra to chunk.
No,
for funsies.
Like, no, they're pointing at him. Yeah, because again, like this, just like it's good. I do get that it is good. It just this always felt bad, like how much it debuffed him when like it's one of the few egos that self debuffs.
Fair.
Is his especially cheap, or is it just because it's the tier 1 or the fucking tether?
All of the tier.
No,
I think
that is
representation emitter is the most expensive tier one.
But that's because it heals. Or, well,
Yeah,
I guess
but if you look
no.
at like Ryoshu's is super cheap and super strong. Just in terms of clashing and applying fragile is a really good effect. Its clashing is good. Costs 4 resources.
Oh, it's actually
super
less
common
for
ones.
a turn, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you up tie 4 her base ego, it gets another fragile. So it's probably one of the strongest base ego next to Crow's Eye View and Regret. Crow's Eye View, Regret, and Force for the Flames, I think, are the best base egos.
Yeah.
Also, the 2 attack power down. Now, granted, you want Yisong to be fast if you want to make actually good use of that, because it's the same turn attack power down, but it's still useful.
Yeah, but no, I'm saving up my lunacy so we can have a funny. Let's see, how much am I gonna get for this one? It's another 16,000. We have a funny 27,000 or 25,000.
Hey, if you can do 200 pulls, then that's enough to pity whatever on banner thing you want. So that's a good benchmark.
Yeah. No,
That's what I'm going for.
We'll just do 200 pulls, and surely I'll get like something cool.
I have 12 Deca extraction tickets and 20 extraction tickets, so I've got 14 pulls outside of my like 30,000 lunacy. I've been saving for Walpurgis Noct for so long, man. I have so much fucking shit saved up.
We'll do a little funny. And then I surely won't get just like even fucking more Schmel Ego shards.
Well,
But,
maybe you'll be able to
what
shard
is
Wind
this?
Beat. That's
This is
not bad. Actually, Wind Beat isn't great, but it's a lot of fun.
Oh, cool, Death. I see the T, and my brain goes, that's Death. That's how it works.
No, not quite.
Why couldn't this be a T, and then this be whatever the fuck the
believe-
first one is?
Because I think they're Hebrew symbols.
That makes sense.
Don't quote me on that. I do not actually know if they are, but that's what I would assume.
If that is the case, that would make sense. Yeah. I guess that's it. I do want to get all of these lobotomy egos. I don't think I'd ever use them, but they're just cool. Like,
Fair.
like, Regret Faust will probably never see the light of day, but it's cool.
Who's gonna get Knight of Despair? Okay, hold on. Actually, you don't have any Walpurgis, so we can look at this. Who doesn't have Walpurgis IDs?
So we have Yisong, Faust.
Let's look at the 3 stars
Ryoshu,
specifically. There's... Okay, so there's Magic... So there's Otis,
and Otis.
Sinclair, Heathcliff, Honglu, Ryoshu, Faust, and who's the last one? It's Yisang. So we could get Mersol, but that's unlikely because we just got Thumb Capo. We could get... No, we got Sinclair. Rodia? We might get Knight of Despair Rodia, and that would be fitting, I think.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Knight of Despair Rogia, and in the name of Love and Hate Don Quixote would make sense.
It would
to pair.
go with her tendency of having depressed IDs.
It's not just the IDs, man.
Look, there's 2 happy ones. There's 2 happy ones. Depressed, depressed, depressed. Hiding, depressed, depressed, depressed.
Every time Rogia's sad, she eats a snack. But Rogia, you're always snacking. That's the secret.
과 함께 살아.
Yeah. God, it'd be so funny of them to release another Mersolda for fucking
Knight of Despair
It would
Mersol.
be so funny.
He needs a proper 3-star burn.
Yeah.
No, what am I saying? He just got that. I mean bleed. I meant he needs a 3-star bleed ID.
No,
that
but,
isn't
can
Rhino.
You, it'd be so funny. Everybody wastes everything they have on getting this Merceau and leveling him up, and then they just release another one, and they go.
You'd be upset because then actually no, you wouldn't. You just have more Merceau.
I have one Merceau. I'd be happy. I'd have 2 cool Merceaus. I'd be happy.
That's literally like 200% more than was previously there.
Yeah, it's if I got, I actually probably wouldn't use I'd still use, if I got Sync, I'd still use Sync because he'd fit my team really well. And then I'd have the Burden one from doing Burden. But unfortunately, unfortunately for wherever it is.
Wait, is Priest of La Mancha Land Gregor the only Gregor with 2 hands? Hold on. He has to have fucked up hands. Gregor always has a fucked up hand.
Priest
right there.
Got a red hand.
Oh no, he has a blood hand. Okay, he
Yeah,
has a blood hand.
blood
Okay.
hand.
Okay. I was concerned for a second. I thought Gregor had both arms. That's not allowed.
There's because this is. Boy, this is sinking. Where's the Lou Association Merceau? Is there a Lou Association Merceau?
He's a 2-star.
There he is. Oh, he's 2-star. Man, imagine being this Merceau and at least a better version of you.
I mean, it's a season 1 ID or season 0.
I know,
ID.
but you
That's
get a
not
better one. You go,
surprising.
Just charge and bleed.
Yeah, it's honestly he exists on my bleed team because he applies so much fucking bleed count.
He
That's
does
his purpose.
apply a lot of bleed count.
He's really good at that one thing.
Which, I mean, that's not a bad thing to be good at.
Oh, there's a reason he's on every damn bleed team I use.
But again, it's like my gimmick is I apply a shitload of count for 1 debuff, and you go, my man!
The bleed team is strong, but it's so rigid with team comp right now because you basically need Ring Song, the Ring Pointless Student E-Song. You need the La Mancha Land Core, Don Quixote, Rhodia, and Gregor, and then you need a count unit as well, which could be. I guess you can also use Kurokumo, Ish, and Heath, but there's just so little leeway.
But I mean, again,
it's strong as shit though.
but. Oh yeah, right. Because I don't have it yet. I was like, wait a minute. This has been empty for me for the past 2 weeks.
What changed?
What changed? Wait a minute. That's right. Because I don't think he himself is bad either. It just his gimmick is reloading Merceau. But I don't think he himself is that bad.
Actually, he has some pretty good unconditionals for his skill 2 and skill 3. Unconditional 16, that's pretty good actually. Unconditional, is that 17? Or 9, 13, 16? It's not bad. Is that 16? Am I really bad at math?
12 plus 5.
Yes. Yes, 17. I was trying to do that math way too complicated in my head.
And you also have this, which if you're on a burn or tremor team, anything past turn fucking 1.
Yeah, that's gonna add 6 power on average, or not on average, but at max.
If you're on a burn team and you're past turn 1, then
which 23 is solid. It's not crazy.
It's
if you want to see nutty skill 3, look at La Mancha Land Don Quixote's empowered skill 3.
I'm not saying that
oh no, I'm not. La Mancha Land Don Quixote is one of the strongest units in the entire game. But look at it. Look at her skill 3. That's Rhodia.
I can't tell just by this.
You clicked on it before. It was at the top. You clicked on it and then clicked away.
Oh. I shout in pain. The one who grips. Bleed.
Look at the empowered one.
Ascendant Sancho High Blood Arts La Sangre.
La Sangre de Sancho. 5, because that's a 20 unconditional, but then you add all the conditionals. So that's 23 plus 8, 31 plus she attack powers up herself like every turn. She clashes like 37 with her skill 3, which is ridiculous and very fun to use.
Yeah.
Also has an awesome animation, but in due time.
But I mean, all I was saying is, for being a mook, he's pretty good.
He's a strong mook. He is a 3-star.
He's pretty good.
They are very much not really releasing 2-stars anymore because
Shield? When the fuck
the
does
main
he get shield?
Hmm?
Inflict 2 tremor against attacker when hit as long as his unit has remaining shield. When the fuck does he get shield?
the defense skill.
You get,
It's a shield.
Oh. I thought that just
Realistically, it's gonna get hit once, maybe twice. But hey, 4 tremor. Honestly, it's a pretty shit defensive skill.
Yeah, I've felt most of them aren't that great. There's a lot that are really good, but I felt most of them aren't that great.
Honestly, clashable counters are the mostly good one. Clashable counters and evades are the ones most worth your time. Normal counters kind of suck ass.
Evade makes sense just because of how evade can work. We're like, yep, I just dodged 42 attacks. Go fuck yourself.
Yep. Alright, you've got to go. It's 7.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, so all this
Have
stuff,
a good one.
You as well. I want to thank everyone who could not come tonight. Thank you for coming, and hopefully we'll see you next one. Have a good night, and we'll see you then. Good night, everybody. Have a good one.